Yo, hey folks, how's this going? It's Big K Horror, Kevin, and I want to talk about a movie real quick that gets a lot of hate, and I think kind of unfairly, but understandably it does. I understand why it does, but I think it's a little unfair. You know, this is one of those movies in a franchise that really has nothing to do with the franchise. Kind of like if you think about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. That has nothing to do with the Michael Myers mythos. But again, we love it. Oh, I love it, and I mean, it has its cult following as well. This movie's no different in my opinion. This was the very first horror film I saw in theaters. Now, correction, duly note, this is not the first horror film I ever saw. I rented horror movies for years before I saw one in the theaters because my dad and mom would never take me to see a horror movie in the theater because they didn't want to have to sit through it. They let me rent them all the time though. But lo and behold, my older brother took me to this one, and it's, of course, Jason Goes to Hell. Alright, this movie here, let me just say, now, sure, there's nostalgia factor there, my first horror film in theaters, and it was a blast. Like, I had a great fucking time seeing this. And I kind of knew what to expect because at that time, Fangoria had released a Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday movie magazine, which I, in fact, have over here somewhere. And so in all those movie magazines, they showed the movie in pictures, like throughout the whole movie, from beginning to end. So I kind of knew to expect demon creature things and shape like body snatching, body switching, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? I absolutely fucking love it. All right, this movie's a total guilty pleasure of mine. And I'm going to explain to you why. Alright, so I'm a big fan of a lot of the science fiction horror movies. Now, I'm not a fan of science fiction by no means, but a fan of science fiction horror, like everything from, Chuck Russell's 1988 remake of The Blob, or even the original Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Faculty, The Hidden, The Deadly Spawn, blah, 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 blah. All of them. I love all that kind of shit, right? Alright, Extra, all of that. Alright, so Jason Goes to Hell is kind of a lot like those movies, There's a lot of body switching, body snatching going on, just weird shit going on in this movie. But I think it's not to me a total Friday the 13th film. It's not. Jason's only in it maybe for about, well, it feels like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. Not even that. All right, from the very beginning and the very end. But in between all that, there's no Jason. There's a talk of a Jason Voorhees, but there's no Jason. It's all like a shape shift, like a thing, this thing that comes out of the body, like a demonic little baby thing that goes into your body and uses as a carcass, pretty much. You're just something, a body to wear for the moment. And when it moves on to the next body, it body snatches. You melt into this puddle of shit, and it's awesome. And this movie, speaking of awesome, it has awesome, I think in my opinion, awesome practical effects. Now, I did a video recently about how our feelings of particular horror movies change over time. Either we begin to love them and then eventually hate a particular one, or we hate it and then love it. Well, I've always loved this one, but I think some people would probably give it another chance. I mean, especially in the climate we live in now, where everything's so CGI and sanitized and watered down. Man, this movie is just boasts a badass massacre count, okay? Has a high body count. I mean, we're talking about awesome massacres involving a police station and a diner. Especially the diner massacre, man. You're talking about one badass chick who stands up to fight the evil, takes a skewer and throws it, grabs it, and skewers a guy, and then he grabs her and skewers her. But I mean, other than that, like, it's just so awesome. I mean, there's so much murder, death, kill in this movie. So much. And I think if you, like, kind of take yourself out of it being a Jason movie and just watch it as, like, another kind of, even if you want to say rip-off, homage to, like, Body Snatchers, The Hidden, things of that nature, you may actually kind of enjoy Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday. So it's for fans of those type of movies, in my opinion. I think the acting in this is actually pretty well competent. Like, it actually has good acting in it from some of the characters in it. It's taken more seriously. It has a very serious tone in it, but it's fun. And again, I know a lot of people who love the Friday film say this because they thought this was a bastardization of it, or a bastardization of it to how to end it, which we all know it didn't end it. But if you don't look at it as a Jason film, look at it as like the Halloween 3 of the series. Look at it like that. Sure, I mean, Michael Myers showed up in Halloween 3 in a TV spot. He's merely in this as just a cameo, look at it that way. This movie is just such a badass fun time. I mean, again, I'm not saying just because it's gory kills makes it good. No, but it's tight, fast paced. Think of it like as another random horror taking place on the grounds of Camp Crystal Lake, and that's what this is. And it just is nonstop. It's action packed. It's got some awesome kills. It's got some good suspense. You know, and I even like the optical effects in it. You know, pre CGI effects, optical. Excuse me. And again, Jason looks decent in this. It's not his best look ever, you know, with the mask kind of engraved into his face, but it was kind of cool. In fact, the things involving Jason in the very beginning are fucking awesome. I love this scene opening with the hot chick coming up to the cabin. You know, we don't know her secret yet in the twist in the very beginning of the movie, but you know, we just think she's a lonesome camper going up into the cabins of Camp Crystal Lake to, you know, spend the weekend, and she gets taunted by Jason. And I mean, I loved how it opened. And so this movie really, I just don't look at it as a Jason Friday the 13th film. I look at it as just another random sci-fi horror kind of mixed bag sort of source. Even I mean, it's like I said, kind of a guilty pleasure, but you know what? I don't feel so fucking guilty for liking this movie. I love this movie. I mean, again, we can also chart it up to being like maybe a tad bit, you know, of me, you know, nostalgia, you know, but it's, I don't know, it was a damn good nostalgia. It was a damn good fun first horror movie seen in the theater when I was a kid. But anyway, so I just want to give some love to Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday, because I think it packs a lot of a punch, you know, especially compared to a lot of theatrical films these days. It's nice to go back and look at some of these old films that we at that time deemed to be crap, but now looking back, they actually kind of have some more meaning to them. Or not even so much meaning, but so much more fun weight to them, you know? So, food for thought. Check it out sometime. Look at it. Don't look at it as a Friday the 13th Jason film. Just look at it as an outside. If you're into all those films, like I said, Body Snatchers, The Hidden, you know, blah, 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 blah. Give it a chance. Try it out. Alright, well, I'm out. Peace.